this show because I think we're going to do something here today on our stage that's very, very important. When was the last time your teenager said, "I love you"? Your teenager saying, "I love you." It's a tough combo, isn't it? But that single phrase is what most moms, I think especially single moms, long to hear during the emotional turmoil of their children's rebellious teen years. But the adolescents we watch struggling into adulthood don't often acknowledge the grief they're causing, and rarely do they say those three special words that even parents sometimes need to hear. Well, today, we're going to hear from teens who have given their moms major anguish, even driving one mom to attempt suicide. But we're going to share with them some very special moments because they're here today. They're ready to let their moms know how they really feel by saying, "I love you." You don't want to miss this, so stay with us. So today we are giving kids the chance to tell their moms how they really feel about them. We know that saying "I love you" isn't a magic answer to all kinds of family problems, but you know what? I think it's a pretty good start. And I can tell you as a mom, there's nothing like it. It always feels so great to hear. I'd like you to meet my first guest. This is Michael. He says that his mom struggles as a single parent to keep him under control and that he really hasn't acted all that appreciative to her. So please welcome him to the show, won't you? How you doing, Michael?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great, thanks. Talk to me a little bit about your relationship with your mom. What do you do to cause her grief?
Well, I do give her a lot of grief. I know that. The main thing that I do to her is that I have a really bad attitude sometimes, and that really, like, makes her mad. And she wakes me up in the morning early, you know, and I'd be mad at her just because she woke me up, even though it's not really a cause to be mad at her.
And she's doing it for you so she can help you get ready to school on time.
I'm just kind of mean to her sometimes, you know. I don't really ever tell her that I love her very much. Yeah. And I think she deserves to hear those words. You know.
I think it's so wonderful that you're here today to do just that, though. She must be so excited. Yeah. Now, what do you think you could do better than as a son?
Well, I think that I could, like, help her out around the house. You know, she says, "Go clean the bathroom." I said, "All right, Mom, I'll go." And I do it, you know, not just get all mad and start an argument, and help her and do everything I can, get better grades, you know.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Now, how come you don't tell your mom? I mean, I can see clearly you talk about her and you do love her and you do care about her and you do appreciate her. How come you don't tell her?
Well, I'm not really sure. I don't tell anybody. My dad, my girlfriend, my sisters. I don't even have sisters. I don't tell anybody.
No, well, you won't be telling them. But if you had them, they wouldn't hear it either, Michael.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was just the way I was brought up. Maybe it was just that you know, how my dad left us. I don't know. It's, you know.
So you kind of keep your emotions locked inside.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Well, I can't imagine you giving your mom a hard time because you're a nice guy and that you want that side of you to come through.
Yeah.
So let's bring out your mom right now and you can tell her. You ready to do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Stephanie, come on out, would you? You have a very cool son.
I can't believe some of the things he just said. What? You're going to try to make your grades better? Do your homework? You're going to say you love me?
Is this too great? And of all those things, what is the most important one?
That he loves me.
Of course.
It makes me, I can't believe he was saying that. Okay, I'm ready.
No, oh. It's very emotional because I know how proud you are of him and to hear what's really in his heart. Right. But I want you to tell me what's special to you about Michael.
Michael has so much sincerity in him. He's a really, really sensitive boy, I think. He's really emotional, good and bad, you know, and I think that's important because kids these days lose, they lose that. And Michael has the ability to be the nicest, sweetest, most gentlest kid. I know he does. I've seen it a couple of times, you know, just a couple, but it can come out more, I think. And he means the world to me. You mean everything in the world to me. Absolutely.
Your turn, big guy.
All right. Mom, I really appreciate all the stuff that you've done for me. And I know that I don't tell you I love you very much. I should. I do love you.
Look at your mom. That must feel so good. Here, Mom. I know, I need one too. Michael.
He never says that. Look, he cried when he said it.
I know. Well, you did
It
it.
was true, you guys. That was real.
That was a real moment. I know.
Yeah.
I think we can all see that. And obviously, that's part of what you gave him, though, by being his mom. Because you know what? He didn't get that on his own. So good job to you for instilling that kind of passion, those feelings in him.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you too.
Yeah, this is really, really very special. And we've got more. Next, a teenage girl who only tells her mother, I love you on holidays, she says, or during natural disasters. Don't go away. She's going to share something special with her mom. These two are over the moon.
I don't hear my children tell me that they love me enough.
Yes, we say. I think it's that we say I love you enough, but we don't actually say like why. I guess. Well, you know.
They do say I love you, but that's true. They don't give the reasons why.
Today, we're hearing from teens who admit that they've created some havoc in their moms' lives, and they finally want to express their appreciation. And we're joined now by 16-year-old Dana, who says she hardly ever tells her mother, I love you. Is that true, Dana?
The words, yes. I don't say, Mom, I love you, because that's just so awkward.
When was the last time you told her?
Probably to her face was the earthquake. Earthquake kind of shook us up. We were just like, oh, I'm so glad I have you here. I love you, you know, that kind of thing. That was probably the last time I said, I love you.
Where you were really in touch with how much she meant to you.
Yes, I was. If I didn't have her there, I probably would have freaked out. You know, I mean, it was cool. She helped a lot.
You know, the day-to-day living in a relationship in a family, there's tension, clearly. But what kinds of things do you do that you know in your heart really are hurtful to your mom?
I shut her out. Sometimes, like, I have a lot of stuff going on, you know, and the farthest thing from my mind is how I make her feel, which isn't good, you know, and I just tell her when I get uptight, well, just leave me alone. And she thinks I'm trying to shut her out, you know. All I want to shut out is the world, you know, not her. And that's basically it.
I know your mom she's a single mom. All our moms today are single moms, and I think that it's even harder when there's not a support system in place like that for that person to do everything she has to do for her family and make the money and take care of the house and all those other things. Do you help her out?
I try, you know, I mean, like I said, I'm really busy and I don't really get the chance to do stuff like that, but she's really busy too, so I shouldn't expect her to do it, you know, because she's doing all the stuff Dad used to do. She's working, she's cleaning, she's doing everything. She's taking care of me, and what do? I just sit there. I don't have time, you know? And I get down on myself about that, and I know it bothers her, but I don't tell her that.
Can you tell me why you said, okay, I really want to do this show?
I love my mom more than anything in the world, and we get along pretty well, you know, but there's tension a lot of times. You know, it's stressful. We're both really busy. We hardly ever see each other, and when we do see each other, we're tense, you know, so we don't treat each other the way we should. Well, she treats me pretty darn good, you know.
Yeah, I bet. Well, I know you don't want to let another day go by without telling her, and this is the perfect moment. And so let's bring out Dana's mom, Lynn. Hi, Lynn. Hi. You have a daughter who makes great grades. She's a good girl. You have a good relationship. And still, though, as a mom, you need to hear
That's right.
you know, her express it, don't you?
I sure do.
But do you tell her what she means to you?
Oh, probably not enough, but I try to.
Yeah? What is so special about her in your life?
She's what makes the world go round. She's everything to me. I told you I'd cry. No, she's real special. She works really, really hard at everything. She's really neat.
Clearly, she loves you so much, and now it's your time to show her how much you love her. Go ahead, Dana.
Mom, I love you more than anything in the world. I thank God for you every day. I love you.
Tissues for everybody. That is the sweetest thing. Thanks for letting us share in that moment. I don't know if I'm going to make it through the show, but we will be back. And when we return, a mother whose daughter's problems really drove her almost to a nervous breakdown, her daughter has something important to tell her. Stay with us.
Mom, I love you because you're always there for me, and you're really interesting because you're more like my friend than my mom.
Aw, I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Today, some really special moments here on the show. We're giving kids the forum to tell their moms how much they love them. And my next guest is anxious to hear what her daughter has to say, because Donna tells me that her daughter has told her, "I hate you," more than she said she loves her. Please welcome Donna to the show, won't you? You've had to deal with a lot. I mean, I think moms of teenagers, there's an inherent struggle there. But you've had a lot to handle. Can you tell me about it?
It's been a very, very painful experience. In all honesty, I never dreamed having kids could be so painful. I think what I've gone through with my daughter is every mother's living nightmare.
Like what? You mean the fighting?
The fighting's-
Disrespect?
Fighting is part of adolescence. I mean, they all go through it, no matter if they turn to drugs or not turn to drugs. But in my daughter's case, she decided to start using drugs at what I consider a young age. She's 15 now. I think she's been doing drugs for a while.
Any age is the wrong age to start using drugs.
True. The drugs is a big part of it, and totally altered her entire personality. And
then you didn't know who you were dealing with.
no, because one minute she's this perfect little angel, and the next minute she's this horrible creature from outer space. And you
Boy,
just,
how many moms out there can relate to that? Yeah.
unfortunately today, most of us.
But when she would say things to you, I would think it would cut you to the core to hear your child say, "I hate you."
And my heart was being ripped out every time she said it. It was got to be the most painful thing to ever hear your child say is, "I hate you," and knew that she meant it. It was like, you automatically blame yourself. What did I do wrong to deserve this? It took a lot of counseling for me to understand I didn't do anything to deserve this. But, you know, we've gone through some really rough times, and we've weathered it, and she's doing really well now, and I'm much stronger and much healthier, and we have a great relationship now, but it's been horrible.
Well, to the point where you were really on the verge of just breaking down.
Oh, it got to the point not that long ago where I was just a fraction of an inch going over the edge.
I can sure understand it. What kind of a relationship do you want to have with your daughter?
I want a very healthy, positive relationship. I want a happy relationship. I want a trusting relationship. To me, trust is the most important thing in the world, and I've had that violated now so much, I don't know if I can ever trust again, but I'm trying. And I want a relationship where we have a very loving mother-daughter relationship as well as being friends, but the most important thing to me is being a mother before I'm a friend. And that's hard to do.
That's hard to do, but that's what she needs right now from you as a mom, right?
That's right. She needs that guidance that only a mother can give and not a friend.
Let's bring Maria out right now, okay? Maria? Hi. How you doing? Have a seat. Your mom has been telling us that it's been kind of rocky at your house, huh? From your perspective, has it been hard?
Very hard.
Yeah. Now this, I say little girl, and I hope you know that I mean that as a mom would say, you know, in the same way that I'm still my mom's little girl, but this little girl sitting next to you, what does she mean? How important is she to you?
She's the most important thing in the world to me. I wanted my child more than anything in the world. She wasn't an accident. She was planned. I had such great expectations for a life with her that was going to be what I didn't have with my mother. And that's probably what's been so hard to deal with, is the fact that I didn't have it. And I hope there's still that opportunity where we can have it.
Well, like you say, you've come a long way. There's been a lot of growth, and this is a real loving sign of what is going on between the two of you. So, Maria, I know you do have some things to say to your mom.
Yeah. I want to thank you for, everything I put you through. You know, I don't know. I mean, thanks isn't even enough. I can't even say how much you know what I mean? And I don't know. I owe my life to you. That's how I feel. If I didn't have you, I don't think I would have made it to where I am right now. I don't think I would be alive. You know, you gave me the most support out of everyone, because I knew I could count on you and you'd be there. I'm glad that I have you, and I love you a lot.
Good job, Maria. Good job. Thanks, both of you. We're going to take a break and, you know, fix our makeup and all that, and we'll be back because we want to talk about relationships within families, and we want to discuss what every parent should know about keeping those relationships with their kids, the most important relationship that you have, full of love. So stay with us. We'll be right back.
Mom, I know I don't tell you I love you very often, but I do, and I never told you this, but you're the true inspiration in my life, and without you, I would not be myself. Just like tell your mom thanks for being there for me, and I really love you.
I think I should tell my mother that I love her more often.
I think this is the ultimate feel-good show. We're doing something really important today. We've been giving kids the chance to tell their moms how much they appreciate them, how much they love them. We've seen a lot of emotion on the stage today. And right now we're joined by Carrie Quashen, co-founder of the Action Parent and Teen Support Group. He's here to tell us what we all can do as parents to keep loving relationships alive with our children. So please welcome Carrie to the show, won't you? How you doing, Carrie? You know, I think that it's probably a universal feeling that it's hard to be a parent, first of all. It's really hard when you're in those teenage years, and communication seems sometimes so impossible. How can you keep a healthy relationship, and how can you keep that love alive?
I think you just said a lot of it is the communication. Where people lose it is when they stop talking to each other. Be there for your kids, especially when they're growing up. I know it's hard when you get off work and you had a long day and you want to come home and you want to take a bath or relax and lie down, but grab your teenager and sit down and say, how was your day? Yeah, but
now tell me, I don't have, my kids are little, so I don't know about this, but I know when I was a teenager, my mom said, you know, how was your day? I said, okay. Mm-hmm. She'd go, what'd you do today? Nothing. What do you do? What's your follow-up as a parent?
I would say something like, you know what, sit down and tell me what you did today. What was your day involved in? Another thing I think is very important is affection. I think we all seen some tremendous stuff here today, and I think that's really what works. Focus on the positive. Let them know that you appreciate them, and the same with the kids. It's very important to say I love you. Very important. I tell you, it's a lot harder to fight and argue when people are being more affectionate and saying that I love you a lot. It changes the whole mode of the family.
And when there is an argument, I imagine knowing that that argument is, the foundation is love, and the love is going to be there, and it's unconditional. But there's a disagreement, and there's a lot of heat, and there's an argument. You aren't as insecure.
Right. I think you're right.
Okay, let's get some questions. Go ahead.
Yeah, I have a question for Michael. I want to know how hard is it for you to say, Mom, I love you?
Well, most of the time, I don't say it. I don't know why, but I only usually say it like the earthquake, you know, if we have a crisis or something bad happens, you know, or sometimes I'll say it just because I know that she likes it and it'll like get me out of trouble.
Michael's been using it. Now let me ask you, is this your daughter?
This is my daughter. Yes.
And are you relating to some of the stories that you've heard today?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just about every single one of them.
Would you feel comfortable standing up to talk about it? It's okay if you don't want to. I'll talk to your mom. I'll talk to your mom. What kind of a relationship do you want with her?
A very close relationship. I would like a relationship to where I can still be a mother, but be a friend. I related to what the gentleman up on stage said. You know, hi, how was your day? Oh, fine. What did you do? Oh, nothing. You know, because my daughter has great friends too, and I like to be part of their lives, and I don't want to have something, you know, a separation.
What do you do when your teens shut you out? You want nothing more than to be involved, and they don't let you.
First of all, you don't give up. It's impossible for even a teenager to live at home and be in constant turmoil with their families and be happy. They can pretend that they are, but again, it's impossible for them to be happy and go through all the stuff that they're going through. Affection and love really does make a big difference.
Let me ask you this. Today, they hugged each other. There was affection. They said the words. It was reciprocated. How much of that can you expect to last? Is there like a fall-off factor?
As much as they choose it, as long as they choose it to last. And if they go home and say, "Whoa, that was heavy. I'm not going to do that anymore," it's not going to last long. If they keep the feel, it'll stay.
Maria, does it feel better to be where you are now with your relationship with your mom versus, I know you've been through some really tough times?
Yes, it is a lot better now. I mean, I don't have to come home and feel like I don't want to be around her. I'm going to leave, you know.
You don't dread coming home.
Yeah, exactly. I like being there with her. It makes me happy now. I mean, I feel like she's my friend also, you know what I mean? And I don't know.
Way to go, Mom. Way to go. Okay.
I was really interested in Stephanie and Michael because now that Michael said, Mom, I don't tell you that I love you, and sometimes I say really mean things, but now he took a big chance and he said it in front of everyone. I was wondering, you know, how that felt and whether he was going to do something different now when he goes home.
To me or to him?
I'm talking to Michael.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I want to start trying harder, like, you know, not arguing as much, and when we go home, you know, have a good time instead of always, like, getting in trouble and not having a good time, like, arguing and fighting and stuff.
You think your mom's pretty cool, don't you?
Yeah, I think she's pretty cool.
All right. We're going to be back, and I want you to meet a family that Carrie has been working with. 4 kids whose problems with alcohol, there were problems with drugs and violence. All those things almost drove their mom to attempt suicide. They are now letting the love back into their family, and they want their mom to know how they feel. Hope you'll stay with us. We'll be right back.
Mom, I know I don't tell you very often, but I do love you, and I just want you to know that I'm going to miss you when I go away to school next year. So we'll keep in touch, and we'll write each week. I love you.
Today, kids who have caused their mothers major and minor grief have been telling them how they really feel about their moms. And I would like you to meet 4 very special kids: Elizabeth, Justin, Jamie, and Michael. Now, they're here today with their mom, Pat. She, at one time, became so desperate because she couldn't deal with their problems, she tried to kill herself. But I want you to know that this whole family, they have gotten together, they've gotten great strength from each other, and they're beginning to let the love back into their lives. And I think it's just very fortunate that we really are a part of that today. So please welcome them to the show. everybody. Thanks so much for being here. Pat, I really have to start with your story because it got so bad for you that you didn't see a way out. What were you going through?
We were going through a lot of, the children had become involved in gangs, not to where they were in the gang, but were involved with the gang members, drinking, drugs, refusal to go to school, suspensions 2 to 3 times a week because of violent behavior, being expelled from schools, to the point where I couldn't even go to work without getting 3, 4, 5 phone calls a day and had to leave work to go take care of a problem. Violence in the home, a lot of violence, hitting, cussing.
Now, you're saying there was physical violence between you and your children?
Yes, particularly between me and my daughter and me and my son.
Jamie, can you tell me more about that?
Well, we like really fight over stupid stuff, like if I can't go anywhere, and usually it will come down to me just hitting her for like her saying no. And
how would you feel after you would hit your mom?
After I'd hit her and then the whole fight was done, I'd go in my room and cry.
Because it hurt you that you hurt
Hit my
her.
mom.
Elizabeth, from your perspective, you all, as a family together, have said, okay, we know we've put Mom through a lot. What do you think has been the hardest part of it for her?
I think the hardest part has been us doing the drugs and the drinking, because it was hard for her because, you know, seeing her kids drinking and doing drugs isn't good on her, and then, you know, the stress at home with us getting suspended and getting kicked out of school and stuff, and us calling her constantly at work to where the boss wanted to fire, you know.
Did you feel guilty because you were causing so much trouble for your mom?
Yeah, I did. It made me feel bad, but, I mean, not why I was doing it. I mean, when I did it, it didn't really make me feel bad because I was having fun, but after it would happen, I would like think, you know, that's not right, and it's hurting my mom, and one of these days she's going to try to do something, and she did.
And she did, and that scared you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Justin, were you aware that your mom was at the edge like that?
Mm-mm.
You didn't know how hard it was on her?
Nope.
What is it that you want to say to your mom today? What does she mean to you?
A lot.
Yeah? You wanted to be here, I know, to share your feelings with her. Michael, you want to take a moment to talk to your mom?
Yeah. Mom, you mean everything to me. I've been horrible the last 2 years, and I'm trying to do better. I love you. I'm sorry.
I love you and I'm sorry. Those are very, very powerful words. Jamie, do you want to add something?
So we don't show how much we appreciate you. And I'm really sorry and I love you.
You too. You're amazing.
I know.
Justin, it's your turn. Would you like to talk to your mom?
Yeah. I didn't know you found out that we were doing drugs and drinking in your house, and I know it was hard on you, but I don't know, I kept on doing it, but I quit doing it because I love you.
Good boy.
And Elizabeth, we've already heard that you recognize what she's gone through. Would you like to express something?
Just that now I know how you feel, you know. When you did what you did, it kind of hurt me, you know. But I do love you very much.
Boy, I know you worked hard to get to this point, Pat.
Very hard.
You know, there you are supporting this family, and your very job was in jeopardy. because of the fact that your kids needed you so much. When you see that collectively they know, you know that they hurt you, how do you feel about this moment that we've just shared with you?
Good. It's taken 2 years. I didn't think, which was part of the suicide attempt, I didn't think I'd ever get back to this point because things had gotten so bad. It was just like there was just no hope in me. And to get where I'm at right now, to have love in my home again, and to be able to sit down at dinner and have a dinner conversation again is the most wonderful thing in the world.
But I want to make one quick comment, and that's, it didn't just happen. I mean, it took a lot of real hard, willing work from everybody here. I mean, the kids had to stop using drugs. They had to get out of the involvement with the gangs. They had to stop the hitting. I love you is terrific, but before that needs to come, I'm sorry. And there were a lot of amends and a lot of work, and his family really done some terrific stuff and continues to. And I just want to really tell you that I love you all, and you really deserve a hand.
Certainly do. We're going to be back, audience. Stay with us. Back in just a moment. Has participation in competitive sports created a major problem for your child? And now you're asking yourself if being part of the team does your son or daughter more harm than good. If so, we'd like to talk about it, so give us a call or fax in your story. You could be our guest. A lot of comments from the audience, a lot of reaction to what we've heard today. Let's start with you, please, ma'am. Go ahead.
We didn't expect to be here today, but we didn't even know what the topic of the show is. But when I heard what it was about, I think it's important. I guess mothers always need to hear this. And all of a sudden I realized that I had this little note that my daughter wrote in her college newspaper last year, and she sent it to me, and I've been carrying around for over a year now. And it says, "My mother is the most important person to me, but no, I never have told her this, possibly because I didn't figure it out until I got to college and I realized how dumb I've been for always taking her for granted. She has always been there, unlike anyone else in the world. She has been the only constant in my life, and I know she will always be there for me unconditionally."
That's so beautiful, and you keep that close to your heart. This is your daughter. Do you mind standing up, because that means so much to your mom?
Yeah, I didn't realize that she's been carrying that around with her for a year. But
What a gift to give her and to know how much she loves you back. That's great. Thank you for sharing that with us. Boy, it's really touched a chord in all of us today to hear this. Okay.
My question's for Pat. Your whole experience with your children sounds stressful and terrible to me, but I was wondering if there was one incident that served as a breaking point for you that led you to consider suicide?
Not one particular incident. I think most of the it started becoming a little bit more even, but then he started getting into more trouble than before, and I'm a recovering alcoholic, and so I'm dealing with that also. So it was just everything put together, and then a few bad things that he did that I just felt like that was it.
The hopelessness.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, since we zipped over the part with teens blocking out parents, I wanted to say something that because I love you told my dad to do. They were sharing things, not just like the old football story or anything like that, but my dad would tell me about when he flipped cars in the snow back in Detroit, or ripping off tourists in Las Vegas, things where I said, gee, I don't really have any problems at all. Look what my dad lived through. So you don't just want to share the good parts, you also want to share things that your teenager can relate to.
You know, that's an important point, isn't it, Carrie, that your kids know that you're not perfect, so they're not afraid to come to you with their imperfections?
I think that was some great feedback, because sometimes kids think that parents were born yesterday and they were never kids and never had problems. Share with your kids. Let them know.
Is this your dad? Yes. This must feel so good to you.
It sure does. It's been a long time. Chris and I have had our differences over the years, but we're very close now. And it's because of our parent support group and our youth group, because I love you, and Billy too. And we've learned how to communicate, really.
I'm happy for you. I really am. I've got time for this question before we break away.
Thank you. I'd just like to make a statement. My daughter's 2 months, she'll be 18, and she hasn't lived at home since she was 15 due to drugs, alcohol, gangs, everything. And I know what it is to feel hopelessness. And my daughter here has been forgiving to me. I've been forgiving to her, feeling the guilt and finding out it's not my fault. And I get that from our Because I Love You, the parent support group. And it's important to get support when you're going through something like this. You're not alone. You really aren't. And that's for every mother that's going through it. And father. I'd like to say that. Thank you.
Can you just stand up? We can applaud you because I think that's so great. I just want recognition of the positive moments. Thanks for sharing that. And we'll be right back with messages from our audience. Stay with us. On the next Leeza, on the run to protect my child.
Just like to punish the parent who is trying to protect, and so they take the child away.
I mean, we're talking middle-class Americans, giving up their career, their livelihood, their jobs, everything, to do one thing, to protect the child.
All on the next Leeza. A lot of us are in the mood to talk to Mom. I'm going to try to get to as many people as I can so we can send some messages out. So let's start.
Hello, my name is Otis. Hi, Mom, from the Soul Train. Good, great, I need help, and I love you very much.
Right.
Mom, I'm sorry for putting you through hell, and I love you a lot.
Okay. And you went back here?
I just want to say hi to my mom and that I love her very much.
Oh, Moms must be feeling so good. Go ahead.
I didn't realize how much I loved my mom until I moved to another state. So I love you, Mom.
And you miss her.
I miss her, and I'm okay.
And he's doing fine. That's a good thing. Okay.
Mom, because of you, I have my life back, and I am very thankful for that. You've been very supportive through this whole mess, and I love you very, very much.
Yes.
I love you, Sarah.
Mom, I'm so sorry I gave you grief. I love you very much from the bottom of my heart for the rest of my life. Mom.
Mom, I know I've caused you a lot of pain and I've driven you up the wall, but I'm really sorry and I love you a lot. Thank you.
Moms are very forgiving.
I just want to tell my mom that although I don't tell her all the time, I really do love her a lot.
Great. And you can't say it too much.
Mom, I just want to say I'm having trouble in school and everything. I just want to say I love you.
Good deal. Okay.
Mom, I just want to say I love you. I know I've been a pain in the butt for many years, but I love you.
I know she's glad to hear it. And you, sir?
Mom, you know who you are? I love you.
And you know who you are. Did you want to share one too?
Mom, I know that I caused you a lot of grief, but you're my very best friend. I love you.
Oh, I'm going to try to get way back up here. Okay, go ahead.
Hi, Mom. I know it was really hard raising a family on your own, but thanks. We really appreciate it. I love you.
That's the bottom line is all these people out here feel such appreciation for Mom, and you know what? So do I. We'll be back to wrap it up in just a sec. If you live here in Southern California, or if you're planning a visit anytime soon, we'd like for you or your group to be part of our show. We have a good time. It's always unpredictable and easy to be right here in our audience to speak your mind.
Put the ring on her finger!
Come on, Tom!
I'm sure you would get involved then. Make sure you get involved before.
I keep hearing about pregnancy. I haven't heard one person speak about birth control at all.
You got pretty excited during that clip.
Yes, he's gorgeous. I mean, who's not going to get excited?
To join us, just call 213-520-2708 for tickets to the show. We can't do this show without you, so give us a call today. Become a part of Leeza.
Whisk stain-fighting detergents, concentrated with cleaning power to get out the toughest stains, so you know your whole wash is its cleanest. Whisk powder and double power liquid. School's out, report cards are in. If your child needs help with reading this summer, call Hooked on Phonics 24 hours a day.
So we've been talking about moms today, but it's not just moms, is it? It's dads, and it's our husband or our wife and our friends. The important thing is, don't miss a chance to tell them that you love them. So if you're watching right now, go out there, pick up the phone, go into the other room, gather up the people that you love, and let them know. I think that you can tell when something is genuine, when there's a real moment, and I feel really blessed that today there's been such tenderness with the families that we've met and that have so graciously shared their stories with us. So I want to thank you all for doing that and say that I just hope that the love that you're feeling now continues and that you're able to reap the benefits of having this family relationship, because it is ultimately so worth it. So thanks to all of you. And Mom, oh Mom, don't think I've forgotten you. I'm having a hard time with this show, but for me, I was reminded when I heard the trouble that you put your parents through. Of course, I did it to my mom too, and it seems like it was not that long ago when I was slamming the door and saying, all right, I'm running away from home then. Remember, Mom? Of course, you knew I wasn't going to do it because you've always known me better than I know myself. And you taught me to love and to care and to hope. And through your example, Mom, I learned the value of family and the gift of unconditional love. And I can never thank you enough for that, Mom. And I've been blessed with kids of my own now. And I just am grateful for every day that I have another chance to be the kind of mom to them that you were to me. So I adore you, and I'll call you tonight. Bye. Thanks, everyone.